What's up guys? My name's Jordan and welcome to my first video on my new channel. On this channel you're going to be able to find all types of content about internet marketing. I'm going to be making my videos structured mostly around e-commerce and Facebook ads because these are two things that I know a lot about, and I think I'm to the point that I could teach other people about these things as well. So in this first video I'm just going to be making an introductory video to e-commerce, just for those who maybe don't know what it is and want to figure out more, or those who want to start their own e-commerce store themselves. So without further ado, let's get started. The definition of e-commerce is simply buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. Basically, if you've ever bought anything from Amazon or bought something from eBay, you've participated in someone's e-commerce funnel. Some of the most popular websites online are e-commerce sites. Amazon for one, I'm sure everybody's ordered something from Amazon. eBay and Overstock is another really popular store. Many physical retailers have e-commerce stores as well, and the ones who don't are sort of out of touch with the times. Walmart's a very big one, same with Apple and Nike. My e-commerce experience personally, I've been involved with e-commerce for a little while. I've always found it interesting, and I love the concept of being able to sell things to anyone across the world. I think it's fascinating. I started an online clothing brand when I was 14. This was back in 2012. Here's the clothing brand. It's called Retrospect Florida. You can check out some of my older products here. Yeah, this was my first thing. I mean, you could look at it now and laugh, but quite frankly, I was pretty proud of it at the time, and it made me some money, so no complaints. After that, I used the money I made to invest in some pairs of sneakers, and I used to resell high-value sneakers on eBay. It was pretty lucrative at the time, and I had a lot of friends who did the same thing. I found it very enjoyable, and I was even able to host a sneaker event in my area, so all that was pretty cool. I did over 300 transactions on that page. I also used to sell on Facebook as well, so over 500 transactions in total, and I had about 99% positive feedback, which was pretty good. And the only issue was that I lost my PayPal account back then due to me being under 18, so I had to shut down the whole operation. This summer I launched a general e-commerce store, Dropshipping products. What I mean by a general store is a store that doesn't stick to one niche or type of product, simply a store that sells any and all trending products. So this is basically what I've been focusing on all summer. I started 6 months ago with the last $500 that I had in my pocket, and I lost almost all of it. I made some of it back with some revenue, but there was no profit whatsoever. So continuing forward then, I kept investing money into this website and these advertisements, and I lost around $5,000 of my money before the store was profitable. Back at that time, I didn't really have much money, and I still don't, but that was pretty rough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, since then, through a lot of hard work and learning about Facebook advertising along with e-commerce, I was able to grow the store to around 6 figures a month, which I'm pretty happy with, but I know there's very, very, very much more to accomplish, and I will. This month was close. Next month, we're going to do it. Right now, like I said, currently working on scaling the store further and trying to build a brand with a niche store as well. That's a long-term goal that I have, and it's currently a work in progress, so see how that goes. Enough about me, though. The future of e-commerce is a really interesting topic. E-commerce is growing 23% every single year. Also, over 50% of Americans prefer to shop online, and that's sort of a no-brainer. I mean, you can buy anything you want just laying in bed, and it'll show up to your doorstep in 2 days. That seems to be the right way to do it. 30% of online shoppers say they would be likely to make a purchase from a social media network, and this is really good for us advertisers because we need to have that trust with the consumer and the social media network so that we can continue to promote our products to them. A good example of how powerful a good e-commerce platform can be is simply looking at Toys R Us. So if you look at Amazon's online sales compared to Toys R Us online sales, it's night and day. Amazon has more than double of what Toys R Us has. And I think this is simply due to the fact that Amazon has a much better platform that offers any product you want with 2-day shipping. Therefore, Toys R Us is falling behind heavily. That being said, good e-commerce is the future. I mean, if you think about it, everybody wants the convenience of buying online and having it shipped right to their doorstep. And it's not always the best option to go out and shop and look through aisles and try to find products that way. So, quite frankly, I think retail is going to continue going like this and e-commerce going up. So, how can you personally get involved with e-commerce? You have to first figure out a product to sell because, after all, that's what we're doing is selling stuff online. So, that's step one, deciding what you want to sell. And this is a really, really, really long topic, and I do plan on covering it in the future. But this video is just going to be like the basics of figuring out what you want to sell. I have a full product research guide in the works, and I'll be bringing that out in the next couple of weeks. So don't worry. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, first you need to figure out a place to source your products. There's multiple ways to do this. The first way that I'm going to suggest is really good if you have a product that maybe you invented personally or something that you really know is going to work or something that you've already tested and has worked is private labeling. Basically what I mean by that is buying a product in bulk quantities, putting your personal brand on it, and selling your inventory of that product. And this is good because you have higher margins typically. People become loyal to your brand. You have complete control of your supply if you're doing it properly. And shipping times are typically faster as well because you're the one who's in control of that. The cons are that it does require large investment. You also need to have the facilities to store the product. If you're selling thousands and thousands of units of something, you can't just keep it in your room. And also, if you fail to sell them, you're stuck with it. This happened to a lot of people with fidget spinners. People were ordering thousands of them, and the trend died slowly, and they were unable to sell them. This is a good example of a good private labeling campaign. This product is available in China for much cheaper, and people used to dropship it all the time, but this person took it, put a brand on it, and now these things sell in Walmart, Target, pretty much everywhere for about $19.99. And if you look here, this is, in my opinion, when you're first starting out, the best way to source products is by dropshipping other people's products, which by definition is just shipping directly from the manufacturer to the customer. The pros of this is that you don't have to hold any inventory of the product, which is great at first because you don't know if it's going to sell. When you're trying to find something that brings you in a lot of money, you don't want to just throw money at it and pray that it works. You want to make good investments on it and see if it does work. And then when it works, then you throw more money at it. That's just the way I see it. So on the same token, there is significantly cheaper startup costs for the same reason that you don't have to hold inventory. Buying 1,000 units of something is a big out-of-pocket expense. So just that's another reason why I feel like it's good. Also, you can sell just about anything. On these websites that I'm about to talk about in a minute, there are every type of product that you ever could imagine for a much cheaper price than you would ever expect, which is why you're allowed to mark it up and sell it for more. Cons, the shipping times are typically much longer, especially if it's coming from China. You definitely don't have control over your supply. I just remember last month we scaled our product very fast to almost 500 orders a week, and our supplier couldn't keep up, so it was a total mess, and we had to freak out and find a new supplier. So that's a problem with dropshipping, but it's something that can be managed and fixed and should be pre-planned. And I do plan on bringing out a video on talking with suppliers and getting your supply chain figured out for dropshipping. It's coming soon. Also, in most cases, your margins will be lower just because you're not buying and holding bulk of the product. If you buy the product in bulk, you'll typically get it for cheaper, but when you're dropshipping, you're buying unit by unit, which is obviously going to be more expensive. And just to show you, here's a really successful dropshipping product, but this is that same exact flawless beauty tool thing, selling for $9.36 on AliExpress. Same exact product, same exact thing. It's just in a different box. So where to dropship from? Chinese suppliers are great for those just starting out because, like I said, you can source just about any type of product and it's typically very cheap. The only issue is the long shipping time, but as long as you're transparent about this on your store, your customers won't mind. AliExpress is a great source, and so is eBay. I'm going to be making a video about AliExpress in the future. US suppliers and manufacturers are also good, but they're more difficult to track down, and it's based on a per product basis, so I'm not that experienced on that. After you figured out something to sell, which is, I would say, one of the most important aspects of it, and I'm going to be making a longer video on that topic in the future, you need to develop a platform to sell your product. So, first things first, you have to set up a store. Now, the best platform to set up a store that I recommend is Shopify. That's a screenshot from one of our better weeks last month. Uh, Shopify is really easy to set up with no coding and programming experience. There's lots of clean and free themes available that work extremely well. The theme that I'm running on my store is free, and most of my friends use free themes as well. The homepage builder is drag and drop. It's very simple, and yeah. Also, I keep saying this, but I'm just prefacing what content's going to come to my channel. I plan on making a store optimization guide too down the line because I think a lot of people struggle with that. I see a lot of very, very poor looking stores, and they can still get sales that way, but you could be missing out on many conversions by not knowing the proper way to set the store. Also, Shopify has seamless integration with a lot of payment processors, so no matter where you are in the world, typically you'll be able to accept payments. And the backend software is amazing. You can see it for yourself once you set up your store. It's very easy to manage all your orders and keep track of everything. Also, there's lots of apps that assist with automating your business. I use one now that does pretty much all of my accounting, and that saves me a bunch of money every single month. So Shopify is a good platform. A lot of successful stores use Shopify. Kylie Cosmetics is one. Tattly is another one. They sell temporary tattoos. According to this article I read, they sold about 2.6 million temporary tattoos, ranging from 5 to 15 per sale, which is a lot of money. ColourPop is a really successful makeup store. I'm sure you've heard of them as well. And all three of these stores are running on Shopify, which is pretty impressive. So once you've decided what platform you're going to host your store on, you should then begin to find ways to drive traffic to your store so that way you can have visitors who may potentially buy your products. There are many ways to do this, some paid, some free, and I'm going to go over a few of them now. Paid advertising is one of my favorite methods just because you're using your money to get results as opposed to putting a lot of long-term effort into something and waiting for the results. With paid advertising, you can spend money and get results back. And that's not to say that the results are always going to be good. A lot of times when you're starting out, they're going to be horrible. But that data will help you then know that you're doing something wrong, and it will help you improve your business. I've always been a fan of paid advertising, and I think I will be for a long time. Google AdWords is a great platform for service-based businesses. It also works well for e-commerce, but I don't find myself using it that often. And Facebook ads is the platform of choice for me. In the past 6 months, I've spent a lot of time learning it, and it's completely transformed my business. And I'm going to talk more about that a little bit more in the future. Influencer marketing is good as well. And simply put, influencer marketing is paying somebody of high status or somebody with a lot of followers in a certain niche to promote your product or service. And this works really well sometimes because typically fans will be loyal to this person and they might be influenced by what this person might have to say. I don't use it very much myself, but I do plan on using it in the future. One of my good friends, Chris Conradi, I'll put the link to his group in the description. He has a group called Influencer Marketing for eCommerce, and I've been in that group for a month now, and I've picked up a lot of information. Pretty solid stuff. I would recommend checking that out. You can also find influencers on YouTube as well. Pretty much any YouTuber with a lot of subscribers, there will be some really loyal fans in that bunch, and if you give that YouTuber your product and they promote it in a certain way, those fans may be inclined to buy the product themselves. Facebook is good as well, though I only see few companies doing Facebook influencers. I think it's something good to look forward to in the future, though. So the power of Facebook ads is pretty incredible. They've completely transformed my business. Facebook ads are pretty much the primary traffic source for my company. And while this isn't the best thing in the world, and I would like to start to get organic and direct traffic, Facebook ads have allowed me to grow this business to the level that it is at right now. So just in the past 3 months alone, I've spent almost $60,000 of my own money on Facebook ads. I'm not showing this to brag or show a high number. I'm showing you this to prove that there really is a power in this platform for somebody like me who started out just 6 months ago with $500 to be able to grow a business to where I'm spending this much on advertising. To me, I think it's pretty crazy, and I'm still learning more about Facebook ads every day, and I hope to continue to scale my business with them, and I think you can too. Mastering Facebook ads can allow you to promote almost any business model and, to be honest, sell just about anything. As I get better with them, I'm finding that when I test products nowadays, all of them get a couple sales here and there. Maybe not all of them are scalable, but it gets to a point where when you're really good at developing an advertisement and knowing who to put it in front of, it's almost a no-brainer that the product or service will sell. I've even used Facebook ads to help my parents with their business a little bit, which they have a barbecue catering company. I was able to get them a few leads for catering parties. Like I said, it's a very valuable skill set. And yes, it does take a lot of time and money to learn. Like I said, I used my whole summer to start my e-commerce company, and a lot of the time spent growing that company was focusing on Facebook ads. I would spend anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day just learning and studying, trying to ingest all the information that I can. And to be honest, if I could go back, I would just work harder. There's nothing I would change because I now feel like I have a skill set that I'll be able to market for the future and use to grow my own businesses. And just to touch on that again, if there were one skill that I would suggest you could use to learn to generate your own income online, I think Facebook ads is a good one to start. If not Facebook ads, some other paid advertising platform, as I feel these are good for getting results in a timely fashion. So, how do Facebook ads work? Now, this is a very, very basic rundown of how they work. I plan on making a lot of detailed videos about Facebook advertising, but for now, here is just a basic setup of what happens when you launch a Facebook ad. So the first thing you would do is you would create a post showcasing your product with a link to your website. Here's an example from one of the most popular dropshipping stores that exists called Sugar and Cotton. See, all they've done is they've made a simple post with a headline, an offer, and a call to action. And what you do is, after you make this post, you can use Facebook's interest targeting system to pinpoint exactly who you want to see the advertisement. So you might target something like stay-at-home moms or people who are into organization or whatever you believe is the ideal audience for this product, you can target. Facebook has insane amounts of data on the people of the entire world. And it's not just targeting locally. You can target people across the world. You can target them based off of sex, age, location, occupation, home value. The possibilities with Facebook targeting are pretty close to endless. And I think it's an incredible system for advertisers who are trying to be specific with who they want to see their ad. And after you choose who you want to see the post, you then pay Facebook, obviously because it's paid advertising, to place this post in those potential customers' newsfeed. And as your customers see it in the newsfeed, they may like your post, they may comment or tag a friend who would like the post, they might share the post, or they may click to your website, and next thing you know, you've got a sale. It's not saying it's that easy. It's not going to happen that fast for you, but essentially, that's what the funnel would look like. Like I said, I really am looking forward to being able to drop a detailed guide for Facebook ads with e-commerce. I can assure you that this will be coming soon, and I'm excited to drop it. I'm going to pretty much be going over everything down to targeting, how to structure your ad, pretty much everything that you would need to know for targeting with Facebook ads. So, yeah, just a quick recap of what I talked about. E-commerce is simply the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. I hope that's a simple enough concept. It's not anything crazy. You'd be surprised. I have people messaging me like, let me sign up for e-commerce like it's some like pyramid scheme or something. No. The e-commerce industry is gradually taking over retail, and it will continue to do so. I have no doubt in my mind. Everybody says that, and it's just the truth. You yourself could start your own e-commerce store. I would recommend using Shopify to do so, as I find it the easiest. There are multiple ways to source products to sell. Like I said, dropshipping is probably your best bet if you're just starting out and looking for something to sell. And private labeling and bulk ordering are also good options, but I would suggest you stick with these down the line as you find stuff that works and know what markets to sell to. That's an exact repeat of what I just said. And Facebook ads have the power to grow your business significantly. I just said that, and when I do my Facebook ads guide, I'm going to take you guys into my ads manager and show you specific stats behind everything and the money I lost, and you'll be able to see the changes that have happened in my company. But like I said, it's going to require significant time and money investment for you to master them. And as I wrote that, I was thinking about just this simple fact that if you invest in yourself and develop new skills, that's the best way that you're going to be able to set yourself apart from other people. If your main goal is just to go to school and get your job at the end of it and just focus on getting good grades, that's totally on you, and I appreciate that. But if you're somebody who wants to try something new and maybe generate an income for themselves, why not take a little bit of money that you have saved up and give it a try? You never know what could come out of it. So if you want to succeed with something like this, there are risks that you have to take, but to be honest, I think everybody should give it a try in one way or another. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan on making lots of videos like this, so if you're interested, just subscribe to my channel. And also, this is my first video ever doing something like this, so just comment what you guys thought about it. If you like this format of video, maybe you want to see something different. Also, you could leave video ideas or questions that you want to see. Pretty much anything you thought about the video, just comment. It would help me a lot. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.